is Melanie, and I am from Ackworth, Georgia. Spring of 2020, I lost my job, and then I got very sick. We thought it was COVID. I got tested twice and it was negative. It got worse and worse. I couldn't breathe anymore. I couldn't even make it from my bedroom to the stairs.
We got a call from the emergency room saying there's a young patient, her labs don't look good, she's short of breath.
They came back and said that I have a large mass behind my chest, and then was told it was stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma.
She had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is serious in itself, given that it's stage 4. Although it's curative, it requires chemotherapy to get to the curative state.
All her cells were low and she needed transfusions, so that was demoralizing to her.
She had it in multiple different sites in her body, including her lymph nodes and her spleen and her bone marrow. So it was pretty serious.
She didn't know if she was going to continue living like that.
I was very frightened. Keaton and I, we were kind of all that we had, and I thought about him first, giving him this kind of news.
It's very world-shattering to find out that your spouse has cancer. I knew I had to step up and be that person to take care of her and be there for her.
It was very debilitating to have all of that kind of pressure at once.
We started treating her soon after. Every 15 days she used to get chemotherapy.
Stage 4 diagnosis is grim, and I wanted to see her get better. I knew we had a lot of life left to live.
That was the goal, to get married, and she wanted to know if she would be able to do that, and I was hopeful that we could.
The treatment she was going through is an incredibly brutal chemotherapy. I knew I had to be that positive influence in her life to give her inspiration to keep fighting.
My love for driving came from Keaton.
She would come to autocross events with me, come up to the mountains and ride along as we did spirited mountain runs.
It was the way that he drove the Miata, and that was all we talked about. I could never figure out why he loved it. Then I just saw the community that he had around him.
I could tell almost immediately that she wanted to be more than just a passenger. I knew that she had to get her own.
The Miata has always been my inspiration as far as a car.
It's not like driving another car. The Miata is an emotional experience that it just encompasses you as a person. You become one with the car, and I can see that every time she sits in the car.
When you're going through the treatment, there's absolutely a lot of lows. There were definitely thoughts in my mind that why even bother? I'm never going to get to that car. You know, it's stage 4. Everyone knows what that means.
She had been saving towards buying her dream car, Mazda MX-5 RF. Really just tried to kind of inspire her to keep fighting, knowing that if she can get through this, that car is just a few months away.
It's something to get you out of things like being in a chemo rut, which is where you just don't feel good. I was not going to be in this sad state.
She just stayed really positive and focused.
Her spirits just soar, and from there onwards, the last few treatments, they were a breeze. And I think that's when Keaton and she decided to get married as well.
When I first bought it, it felt like I had achieved everything at that point.
It was all worth it when she sat in it the first time and see that smile ear to ear on her face. Just know that she achieved this goal she'd been fighting for months.
I love doing mountain runs. You can have the top down, the heat all the way up, and just going around all these fun little turns. I love the freedom of just being able to go. It's something that brings me a lot of joy, and it hasn't stopped. The Indie Miata Owners group found me through Facebook on my story and reached out to me wanting to know if I wanted to join their club, do mountain runs with them. They're just a very wholesome group that kind of, treat you like family. The 6 months for the next checkup scan is pretty brutal. It's a lot of what ifs.
Although she had been in remission, it's still a roller coaster ride because we had some issues with the scan showing her thymus, which is a gland sitting in the center of the chest, may have been a little bit larger.
That was a very tense moment waiting to find out what it was.
So I think right now we have no activity to suggest that there's active cancer, which is remission. Yay, yes.
And she gave me my results, and I am in full remission.
I think the future holds a lot of promise for Mel. She is going to do great things. She has the right attitude and she's beaten stage 4 cancer. I think it's only up and up from here.
Keaton and I have decided we've done it all except living that dream life, which is backing up our Miatas and going somewhere more tropical.
It's incredible to kind of have this new lease on life with her and knowing that she came so close to death and has made this full recovery.
I can't imagine anyone going through cancer alone. Not having, a lot in my life, it felt pretty incredible to have him around.
Living life to the fullest is absolutely the top of our priority list.